have a problem. But if you think before you go to sleep, sometimes earlier on, I didn't know what I was doing. I just did it blindly. But the more you do it, the more it works well.
Okay, before my camera dies, I was actually in the middle of cutting up this bag that I made with my aunt last week. Since being at home, I've been taking sewing lessons. Well, I do know how to sew, so I also call them like sewing sessions with my aunt, and we've been creating really, really cool stuff. It all started with this bag, this denim bag that we ended up making from like an old jean of mine that didn't fit me anymore. And then recently we made this little cute bag that I actually made for a friend, and this was the design that we used and cut out. So I'm basically just gonna cut the shape out, but it's obviously like on a harder cardboard, that way cut out is not like flimsy and whatnot. I have sessions with her every week, so this is sort of me prepping for tomorrow's session that I have with her, and I thought I would show it to you guys. It's been one of my passion projects. I've always wanted to, I mean, if you go like way back to like old videos, like there was a video where I spoke about how when I was younger I always wanted to become a fashion designer. So this is kind of me, I feel like, being in my element of design. Like I've always enjoyed creating stuff and whatnot. Yeah, we have this bag that I'm pretty sure you guys saw earlier in the video. It's just, I love it, and I like the little details we added, like the zip and then also like the little pockets. And then this bag, which I think is really, really cute. Like a little, you know, little handbag. It doesn't have a zip, but that's okay, because it's not really meant to be like a running errands bag. But yeah, I hope she likes it. The weather is so weird because it was so cold earlier and now it's hot. Like I literally had to change. This is pretty much the new bag that we're gonna design. So like this is sort of the cutout, and then we plan on like adding a flap to it. I can't find my long ruler that I usually use, And I can't find my measuring tape either. Oh wait, I think my measuring tape is in here. To measure. So I'm not gonna cut it because honestly I'm terrified of making a mistake. Like I said, I do know how to sew. Fun fact, my dad actually taught me how to sew during like COVID times and stuff. Cause he's also quite good at sewing and stuff. And my granny also used to sew, even though I never met her and stuff. But I think it's really quite cool to, know that the passion of sewing and making stuff has continued, like generations after. I don't want to make mistakes. So like I said, I'm not going to cut it out. I think we can cut it out like when I'm with my aunt. I'm just trying to create a pattern, and I also need to not forget to measure. Yeah, like I said, this is literally me and my design elements. Anyways, camera's making me nervous, so I'm gonna do this off camera. I'm filming on my camera. I haven't spoken to the camera. I mean, obviously I uploaded a video not so long ago. Oh gosh, am I even recording? Yes. But I haven't spoken to the camera in a minute. So if I'm a little rusty, please forgive me. But I was just thinking about this. Post-grad is such a weird stage of life because I feel like it comes with a lot of ups and downs, highs and lows. Like last week I felt so encouraged and I felt so excited about the unknown, and just like I'd been applying for jobs and stuff obviously before, but I was so ready for life, and I just felt like something big was coming, right? And this week I just felt like I was in this weird space where everything felt the world was quiet, everything was quiet. I wouldn't say life felt like it was on pause, because if anything I feel like time was moving, and more than ever I was feeling behind, and I was feeling just like, what am I doing with my life? Even though last week I came from feeling like I can overcome anything, and truly the world is my oyster and I can make it whatever I want it to be, and I can create, I can live. I felt like I was living in my own little world, and no one and nothing could stop that and ruin that for me. And then this week I just was like low on everything, low on energy, low on just getting my mind right, low on meditating and spending time with God and just everything. And it made me realize that it's so easy to feel like you're a failure during the season of your life. It feels like everyone else seems to have it figured out but you, and it feels like the more you try, the less results you get. But I feel like at the end of the week, I was reminded of God's promising nature. And I remember having a conversation with a friend the other day about it, where she was telling me and she was encouraging me about God's promising nature. And even last week, when I was meditating, or I think it was the week before, I was reading, I think it was Isaiah. Wait, I had to go get my book so I could actually make sure. But it was in Isaiah 28, verse 24 to 29. I won't go into too much detail about it. It basically it gives a breakdown of all the instructions and all the
basic things that the farmer does in order to prep his seeds well for the harvest. The basic principle that I get from the scripture itself is relying on God's wisdom, and how relying on God's wisdom will lead you to success. I'm just going to read what my overall interpretation of the scripture was. So, overall significance is that the scripture uses a farmer as a parable to break down how God's wisdom works, reinforcing his omnipresence in each of our lives. The devil only provides wisdom through deception, through being guile, versus God, who literally tailors his wisdom. He literally tailors his wisdom to best suit our needs as individuals, which is really cool when you think about it. I don't know, that scripture kind of reminded me of how this week I've been relying so much on my own knowledge, and without me fully being conscious about it and fully aware about trying to take control, it just made me realize that I was relying on my own knowledge. And going back to the part where in the scripture when it was talking about how like the farmer doesn't constantly plow his field in order to prepare it for like the harvest season, because it's going to obviously cause physical damage. It kind of reminded me of how I was in a way trying to constantly plow my seed and constantly trying to rely on my knowledge, and I was angry, I was frustrated because I just felt like life was not moving and nothing was happening. And I have for the past few weeks been telling myself, and obviously this coming from a friend as well, telling me that I should be confidently expecting from God and not just say like, oh no, like I'm waiting. No, like I'm confidently expecting, I'm confidently waiting on my answered prayers, and everything that I am trusting the Lord for this year, and stuff. And when you try and take control of things and rely on your own knowledge, you realize it's limiting, versus when you rely on God's knowledge and trust Him fully. And it's not to say that I don't trust Him. I think I just had a moment of doubt, but that's okay. And as long as I go back to Him and continue to trust in Him and have faith in Him despite feeling down or despite feeling like, Lord, but everything else seems to be happening for other people in my life, and I'm still like, oh my gosh, everything else seems to be happening for other people in my life, and I'm still here, like nothing's really changed. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought I would share that.
Okay, I hope for the sake of not losing my sanity that this video is in frame. This is literally the third time that I've tried filming this. Anyways, it's literally been a little bit over a week since I last recorded. I've low-key been procrastinating doing an outro, that's why it's taken me this long. But also because I wanted to give you guys a mini update on the book that I'm reading. It's a romance book, and honestly, I have not had a good read in such a long time. So I've genuinely just been enjoying reading. I am literally almost 30 chapters in. I'm on chapter 26 at the moment. No, I'm on chapter 27. Yeah, last night I read it, but that's just how good the book is. And yeah, I've really just been enjoying reading and getting back into reading. Anyways, these past few days have also been very crazy. If you can't tell from the under eye bags, but it's okay. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are. And even if you're not, I hope this video was able to like bring the mood up a little bit. I don't know, I really enjoyed editing and filming this video. So yeah, anyways, I'll stop speaking now before I start getting awkward in front of the camera. Okay, love you, bye. I'll see you guys soon.